Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening, good morning, wherever you are all over the world, because we've got so many people watching us all over the world. You are welcome to the Vicky Newton Show on RWTV. Today I think we are going politics because in the UK, we'll be having an election on the 6th of May, which is just 2 days away. So we thought it's appropriate for us to bring an aspiring politician on our platform and to talk about what he has got in store for us. And today, he is in the person of Mr. Kola Agboola, an aspiring councillor candidate for New Addington North. Mr. Kola Agboola, you're welcome to RWTV.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Vicky.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, very well.
And how's campaign going?
Well, it's we're getting there. It's getting hotting up now. I just finished one session now, but
Okay.
yeah, everything is doing really very well. Where it's been positive at the doorstep, and yeah, New Addington is actually ready for us.
But I hope you're having enough sleep.
Well, that's we're doing that. We're doing that.
Okay.
We're doing that.
Right.
But we cannot be complacent too.
Wonderful. Yeah, may I also remind all our viewers that if you have any questions for our guests, do feel free to send it to us on our Facebook YouTube page, and Mr. Kola Agboola will be able to answer any questions that you have for us. I believe that if people contribute to the discussion, it makes it more interesting and fun. But for the benefit of those who don't know who you are or are seeing you for the first time on RWTV, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself? Who is Kola?
Thank you very much, Vicky. I hope you can hear me very well.
Very well, Claire. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Kola Agboola. I'm originally from Nigeria. I settled in the UK with my family.
I think there's a switching sound from your
end. Is it better like this?
Whoa. Yeah, better.
Is it better now? Yeah.
Better. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I think maybe I should start again. My name is Kola Agboola. Kola is actually a shortened form of Kola Agboola. Kolapo. Yeah. But it's my friends call me Kola, and it makes it even very easy to.
Exactly.
Kola, like just as in cola. I'm originally from Nigeria. I settled in the UK with my family about 15 years ago. Okay. New Addington is now my home. I have been living here in New Addington for about 10 years when we bought our property here. Professionally, I work at Kingston University as a laboratory technical officer. It's a job that enables me to support our young people to succeed. I am a community and trade union activist. Wow. I have been a member of Unison for quite some time now. In actual fact, I started my trade unionism about 25 years ago, right from Nigeria. I joined Unison in 2010. On the home front, I'm happily married to Helen. My wife is a nurse. And then our children are now, they are young adults now. Actually, two of them are training up to be medical doctors. In actual fact, one finishes next May. That's this May. She will be graduating in June. I have one that is already working in the city as investment analyst. One is training to be a lawyer, and then last one is just writing his GCSE exam. So he'll be doing the sixth form in September. I don't know whether you still want what.
who Kola Agboola is. There are different political parties in the UK. May I
Yeah.
ask, what motivated you to join Labour Party? What influenced your decision, Kola?
Um, Labour Party mainly. It's the policies the party stand for. Um, the social democracy, the trade unionism, because the Labour Party is a party of trade unions, the workers. The Labour Party, it's a party for the working class. They support the welfare state.
Okay.
And that's actually what actually motivated me in joining the Labour Party. I joined the party sometime in 2009.
Okay.
I became very well at that time. I was just docile, but I became very active probably about 5 years ago now.
Okay.
Yep.
Great, great. So it wasn't something, because I've known a lot of people who, because it's a family thing, maybe their grandfather, a brother, a colleague at work was in a particular party, they were able to convince them to join the party they are in now.
No. Actually, I would say I am. In actual fact, my larger family now looks at me as a politician. I would say I'm actually the very first person that went into politics. Majority of my senior ones had actually probably trade unionism runs in the family, but not necessarily being members. Yes, we vote. We always have a tendency to vote for the parties that support the workers, social democracy, and all that. But being actually involved actively in politics, I think I'm actually the very first person that is going in there. Yes, we support parties, but not necessarily getting so much involved in politics. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Kola, you've been very active in the party by occupying the post as the secretary for the New Addington North and a rep for faith and communities. What are your duties in these roles, and what challenges do you face in those roles?
Um, Near Addington, actually, in the Labour Party, we we have both wards. That's the New Addington North, New Addington South, as just one branch
Yeah.
of the party. It's just for electoral purposes that we have New Addington North and New Addington South. But in the party, the two wards are actually just one branch. So, and I am the secretary. I've been the secretary of the branch for
Okay.
close to 4 or 5 years now. And also in the larger CLP, that's the Central Labour Party, Croydon Central Labour Party, I was elected. It's my second year running now as the faith and communities officer. The question you ask, the challenges. Um, uh, uh, First, I will look at it from the larger Labour Party as a whole. There had been divisions. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I support this. I'm on the left. I'm on the right of the party, or whatever. But for me, to be honest with you, I just want Labour Party to just be one. What should be our focus is winning elections. We have a leader. Kestama is doing very well. Our main focus should actually be getting Kestama in number 10 and having as many Labour members in the parliament, getting so many seats in the parliament, and then winning seats in the various councils all over the United Kingdom. That's, for me, we should rather be looking at one. Within the branch, which is where that's because I'm local, within the branch itself, my main challenge is actually getting as many members to be more involved. We have about 75 members in in the branch, and probably about less than 25% are actually very active. I want to see more members getting active, and in the course of running this campaign to be a councillor, I had actually touched base with many members, and then whether I even get elected or not, I want to at least get more members involved. I've started a discussion with members and all those other things. I want that, because to be honest, what's the essence of paying a due into whether a party or a club or a society, and you are not really much involved? Even if it's £1 you pay every month, you need to actually get involved. I know we're all very busy, but at least touch base. We cannot all be active, I know that, but once in a while get more active. So my main challenge is actually getting getting members to be more active.
More active. Active, okay. But Kola, if I should look at your brief history in the party, you are already doing enough as the secretary and the faith and community officer. So why the decision to stand as a councillor for 6th May 2021?
Thank you very much, Vicky. To be honest, I don't see myself as your run-of-the-mill politician. I don't see myself as a politician, to be honest. Like I mentioned earlier on, I am a community person, trade union person, and like I told you, I only became very active in politics about 4 years ago. But I've always been a unionist. I've always been somebody that fights for the community, somebody that stands up when I see people's rights being tampered upon, when I see the vulnerable being their rights being. I hate injustice. I want equality in all cases. Even at work, I am the secretary of the university branch of Unison, and I have handled so many cases, discussed with management, taking people's cases up, involved in the negotiation and all those other things. And I just don't, and especially in my community, because I look at it now, this is where I belong to. It's in the last 2, 3, 4 years, and I must confess, to be honest with you, people had not been listened to. People had not been carried on because I have one thing, or I believe so much one thing: even if you cannot solve people's problem, if you listen to them and you carry them along on what you have done, you have half solved the person's problem by so doing. So what actually is motivating me, or what actually is making me to, is I want to stand up for my community. I want to fight for people who cannot challenge things. I want to feed into policies. I want to be involved in how policies are being run. I want to shape policies. I want to scrutinize policies. I want to scrutinize decisions of things that affects my community. I want to represent in the course of this campaign, since we started close to about a month or two now, a lot of people have one thing that I see that is really very germane here in New Addington. It's about housing. People's cases, oh, I've reported these repairs, nobody has answered me, and all those other things. So I want to stand up for those cases. I don't want people to be left in limbo. You understand what I'm saying? I want to listen to people's concern, and I want to, at least, if somebody is involved in something, there is a need to let them know what is happening. So a lot of the people, or a lot of people, just take it for granted. Oh, nothing is happening, but which is not too good. So, and then again, it's also, for me, it's also about representation. I was telling one of my friends too, sometime past, whether we like it or not, Croydon is a diverse community.
Yeah.
And when you look at even New Addington, it's the same thing. It's so we are from different background, different culture. You know what I'm saying? And we need to see somebody that looks like you being part in the council. So these are, so that somebody that probably your child, my child, want to, if they want to go into the council, yes, this person looks like me. Somebody they can look up to, even in politics. So for me, it's like I mentioned, it's about representation. It's about standing up for my community. It's about scrutinizing policies. It's about getting involved in decisions. It's the way things are done. It's not just being an armchair critic, or just on Facebook start moaning, start shouting. You know what I'm saying? But actually getting involved
Okay.
in how things are done, and that's the only way we can change things. It's by getting involved, and that's what is actually motivating me.
I think in your in your speech, one thing that I noted was people are not being listened to.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it across board, or there is a particular party that are not listening to the people in the community?
I think it's, to be honest with you, it's across board. It's not, and that's one thing that I also mentioned, that I'm not your run-of-the-mill politician. I know that because I've had, even while knocking doors, people will say, it's only when you people want to do votes, that's when
Exactly.
we see
When we
you.
go to that,
But after that, we don't
see.
see you and all those. But that, to be honest with you, that's not me. People that knows me, if people find about my background, especially in the university where I work, Kingston University, I go out of the way. Because, like I mentioned to you, they said a problem shared is already half
Have
solved.
solved.
If somebody has somebody to talk to, that just for the knowing that somebody has actually listened to them, you understand what I'm saying? Somebody they, that they have poured out there, you understand what I'm saying? Honestly, you have solved that person's problem halfway. And then when you now come back, oh, this is what I've, even if you couldn't even solve the situation, but you come back and say, look, yes, what you mentioned to me, I've investigated. This is the position. This is what is happening. Honestly, you have done about 70% or 80%. You know, and that person actually trusts you. But somebody has a challenge. He has a problem. He's meeting a brick wall. Nobody's listening to him or her. Nobody. It's appalling, honestly, and that's not me. One other thing that I also, honestly, and that's one thing that would also serves for me in the last 4 years, and that's one thing that is actually going for me in the last 4 years. Normally, actually, on every Saturday, as part of my normal keep fit exercise, I go around, just walk around New Addington. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rather than going to the gym, I just walk around 2-3 hours of walking around, and that's what I think a councillor should actually be doing. Walk around. By the time you walk around, you see things yourself. Even before people raise such issues, you see things that are, maybe you see uh, uh, litters around, antisocial behavior, things that are not going wrong, right? Or even your constituents or people in your community sees you, okay, and okay, they can actually approach you and tell you their concerns. So you should be visible.
I know, I know, I know. That's a very good thing. I think with that you can gain the trust of the community? Because, you know, before coming on to interview you, I've been listening to people on the new Addington platform on Facebook, and people have a lot of grievances. You know, in the end, they are really not happy. They are not being listened to. So that's a very good point that you've raised. Kola, I noted that your priorities when voted as councillor, you mentioned that you wanted to create a new Addington Community Council and also design a new neighborhood plan with our community. Can you tell us why these two projects?
You do, it's about the people. There's a local adage in my, I don't know how to physically translate it. They said it's not one person that makes up a community. A community is made up of different, and you cannot be wiser than everyone. Literally, it's they said two heads. Okay, well, some people will say two better heads are better than one. You cannot say because I'm the councillor, I know what my community wants. So we have different community groups. New Addington Resident Association, Pathfinder, there are local community groups, the business centers, you know what I'm saying, the business groups, there are clubs and all this stuff. I want to actually work together with them. This is what the council is planning for our area. And like I mentioned to you, for me, it's Project New Addington. Honestly, it's New Addington that comes first. And that's what is actually propelling me, because this is where I live. This is my home. This is where I have my property. You know what I'm saying? So I want, and New Addington, it's one of the deprived areas in this country. You know what I'm saying? And whatever happens to New Addington, it has an impact on me too, because this is where it's my home. This is where my property is. So it's not all about me. So if I get elected, I want to actually work with these various community group, and that's what I mean by forming a new neighborhood ward, having a community group working together. There's an adage in my place too that you cannot shave my head in my absence. I have to be present. If they yes, if government or council wants to do something for a community or for a group, you must actually seek their involvement. This is what we want to do. Is this all right? Is this good? Talk to them. Get them more involved. Listen to what they want. What you think is good for them may not necessarily be what they actually want. So, for me, it will be Project New Addington. And it's not, even though Kola is a councillor with all the other three councillors, New Addington has 4 councillors. We want to actually, in everything we do, we want to consult with the residents, the people that are from, whether they voted for us or not, because we want to get their opinion, we want to get their feeding and buying into. So it will be a collective thing. It will be what we all agreed to do. It's the everybody has their own area of where they are vast in. What you think as a councillor is good, or what you get, especially when you listen to other people, when you know what I'm saying, you get better outlook, you get better ways of actually doing it. And where anything that gets the blessing of the majority of people, it will be easily done. Easily. So that I want, to be honest with you, I want a solution whereby if I get elected, by the next time when I'm canvassing for votes, I don't even need to knock people's door. People say, oh, no, it's this person. They already, exactly. That when I knock on their door, say, no, Kola, we know you. Don't worry. That's where I want to get involved into, honestly. And I am not, for me, like I mentioned to you, it's all about New Addington, and it's my project in the council. If I get elected, it's about New Addington first. Yes, I'm standing on the platform of a political party, but it's all about New Addington for me. That's what it's not. That is what I'm not going into the council to be the council leader or to be whatever. It's what is paramount for me is New Addington. This project New Addington.
Of the residents of New Addington is, the council building flats, taking up all the green spaces, and also antisocial behavior. It's very prevalent. What can you do about this? I know you have two projects that you, when you voted as councillor, it's the two things that you'll be doing. But these other two concerns, you ask every resident of the New Addington community, these two things keeps popping up.
Yeah, actually the issue of the brick by brick.
Brick by bricks, yes.
To be honest with you, brick by brick, it's where for some of your viewers that might not know what brick by brick is. Brick by brick was a company that was formed by the council. It's actually a council's baby to help in building housing. And when you look at it, housing, provision of housing, it's one of the key policies of the Labour Party. But the council, the way they handled it, especially because I'm only concerned about New Addington, especially the way they handle it in New Addington, it's appalling. It's not right, honestly. Like I mentioned earlier on, and like the adage that I said, you cannot shave my head in my absence. You must get my consent before you can shave my head. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to build housing for us in our community, you must get the community to buy into it. You must, these are these areas where we have earmarked where we want to put. What is your opinion? You understand what I'm saying? I know, yes, some people will say, but in democracy is about the majority. So wanting to know where and what the community wants. If I was privileged actually at the thick of the brick by brick issue just before the pandemic, I was privileged to speak with some councillors, speak with some people in the council, and we were given figures in respect of people in New Addington that are on the housing register. People in New Addington that probably the accommodation they have been on or living in, it's too small for them. People in New Addington who probably they have children who are now grown adults that are still staying in their, you understand what I'm saying? That they needed their own whatever. So obviously, there are people that need houses. But and then again, people who probably the ones they're occupying is not the best whatever. But the way and manner it was treated by the council without listening to people, just and then again trying on green spaces for, you know what I'm saying, for it's a but then green by green brick by brick it's not happening. There is a stop to it now. At least for the nearest future, those things had now temporarily been put in place. And even by the time, if it comes back, we need to get involved with the people. We need to let the community know. You understand what I'm saying? We need to take their consent in areas where we want to put things of this nature. And then again, one other burning issue to me, apart from the brick by brick issue, is the issue of the boxing club. If you have the youths, areas where they can go off and burn off energy, we won't have antisocial behavior. We won't have crime rates and all those type of things on the. One of the things that actually made me, when I first came into New Addington, then my young boy was very young at that time. We had the local football club that I sent my child to, the Little League, and they helped in actually forming and shaping my boy. You know what I'm saying? The the Tory government had been in place for close to 15 years now or thereabout, and they've been cutting youth services, the youth clubs, they've been cutting and all those other things. So that was why this issue of our local boxing club was really very germane in me. But thank God we have been able to get a temporary reprieve for them, at least for till the end of the year. And then if I get elected, that's one of the main whatever that I'm rushing for. We must get the local boxing club a permanent home. It's what the boxing club is doing in New Addington is positive. We want a place where our children, our youths, can get fit. And apart from, honestly, I met with the people that run the club, and I had shared my ideas with them. It doesn't even have to be depending on council. There are so many ways we can actually work. There are so many ways we can get funding for this club without necessarily even resorting to council. There are so many ways we can, yes, even among the community, there are so many ways which I have shared with the representative of members of this, and these are things that we will run along with immediately we get elected and get in. And it won't be the boxing club alone.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, it won't be the no,
It's not,
it won't be the
the
it won't
boxing club is not for everyone.
no, it won't be the boxing club. We have the judo club too. We have the, like I mentioned to you, the Little League. My boy actually benefited from that. I want to work with them. There are so many youth clubs that are around. You understand what I'm saying? Clubs that, and then we have the family center. They're doing very, very well. They're doing loads and loads of goodies. So I want to work with all. And to be honest with you, even though I understand that some of these things had been cut drastically now because of the council finances, what I'm saying is that the council actually have budgets. What budget to support these societies and clubs? And these are all the things I understand that that it's been cut to £2,000 per councillor. So in New Addington, we have for all that 44 councillors, we have £8,000 for a year just to spend on our ward. You understand what I'm saying?
Kola, it's all over the news during the COVID that quite the council has gone bust. So how can these things be funded? If it's
No,
going
no, the council is not gone bust. The council, there was an issue of Section 114, which had made the council to now begin to do austerity measures, if you want to call it like that. Some of the services had been cut back, but not the essential services. The essential services are still is paramount. The things that the council will need to do, the statutory one, and then. But when you look at it, yes, in the last 4 or 5 years, consistently, national government had been cutting on the grants of that is supposed to be for the local council. Especially specifically coding has not been funded as comparable to councils of its size and of its nature, but rather in the last 5-6 years, consistently the grants for Croydon Council had been going reduced and reduced and reduced. And then when you look at it too, Croydon Council, that's we within our council, that's where we have the home office. So when you have asylum seekers, children, whatever, these are where all of them come in, and people that are supposed to be spread around the country, they stay within. So it's like a burden in quotes now on the council. So moving forward, it's not. Yes, the council had cut its services, but not the essential one. And that was one of the reasons why I mentioned to you, from my understanding, the ward budget per councillor per annum is about 8,000, but it's been cut to 2,000 per councillor per annum, which to me is still, yes, we can still work on that to help our community. But then, like I mentioned to you, there are things for me, that's me, I believe that we have to look, think outside the box. We don't have to depend on, yes, we pay our council tax, we pay our whatever, but there are things that are expected of us, our civic responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things that honestly we have to tell ourselves the truth sometimes too. In the course of my going around, I've seen people, they say, oh, things litter around here or this and that. I say, but yes, the council, but there are things that are expected of us even as citizens. You know what I'm saying? If you see your neighbor just dump refuse anyhow, you can mention to you, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to depend on the council because at the end of the day, it affects all of us. If you see somebody just litter something anyhow, politely you could mention to that person. And we have the refuse dump also very close by us. We can use the refuse dump. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying essentially is that yes, the council is supposed to take our refuse, but then we can also do our own bits. You know what I'm saying? Recycle more, use the bins, clear our litter areas as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Rather than saying, oh, it's the council's responsibility. Yes, it's the council's responsibility, but it's also because on us to do, you know what I'm saying? Whatever way we can do to help our community.
Okay, well said. Kola, before we round up, there's this concern that your predecessor made some mistakes, correct me if I'm wrong, which prompted his resignation. This had a negative impact on the party and will therefore have an impact on how residents are going to vote. How can you ensure people gain the trust in you as a Labour candidate?
Well, I'm not speaking for Councillor Simon Hall. Obviously, yes, he made as a cabinet member for finance, and then he has been a councillor for New Addington North for, I don't know how, for a long time now. Obviously, he made his own mistakes too, obviously. And some of the things too are also a team, you understand what I'm saying? On both sides of the divide, whether as Labour Party or as the Tories, because whatever happened in the council, yes, the Labour Party had the majority, but the Tories were also supporting the budgets. You understand what I'm saying? The essence of any opposition is to challenge. If you see something wrong and you're not challenging, you understand what I'm saying, and you are supporting it, it's you understand what I'm saying. So, but that is bad. And the obviously there were errors, there were mistakes. You understand what I'm saying, both individually and which they have a new team in there now. The new leader, they had apologized. You understand what I'm saying? It's a new way of life. But for me, like I mentioned to you, honestly, the main challenge, the main problem is not listening to people. To be honest with you, it's not listening to people. And then again, I also believe and I know that some of these things too, the officials of the council are also culpable. You understand what I'm saying? Politicians are there to just carry out policies, but the officials of the council, or whatever party divide or whatever, there's the officials that are supposed, that actually on the ground. So they are also culpable. You understand what I'm saying? But for me, to answer the question you had mentioned is, and that's also what I've seen even on the doorstep. I've had people complain about my predecessor, people talk about it. But the key thing that I've seen there is not being listened to. You cannot know everything. You understand what I'm saying? Even though you are representing the people as a councillor, you cannot know better than them. You understand what I'm saying? You need to get everybody's ideas. You understand what I'm saying? It has to be a collective thing. You know what I'm saying? You are representing them in the council. The things, policies want to, they are putting policies up. For me, and that's one of the things that I will do as much as possible, whether quarterly or monthly, as I see people get involved in it. I want to do town hall meetings regularly, whether on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis. I want to get all the three councillors together, four of us, do regular town hall meetings. This is what is happening in the council. What is your opinion? Get people, listen to their concerns and feedback back. So where I'm going in essence is that, yes, I may be the councillor, but I am not New Addington North. You understand what I'm saying? What is a concern to me may not be a concern to majority of the residents. So I want to get feedbacks, you understand what I'm saying, from people, and I want to know where it is pinching, what is the concern. Like you raised issue about the brick by brick sites and all those other things. The council or whichever people that actually designed that wanted to build on the green, but that's not what the people want. You can't put things on the green. That's where people, the children play. You know what I'm saying? That's where people get.
But Kola, you also have to also accept the fact that the council is short of houses.
That's what I'm saying. The council is short of houses, and like I told you too, the main policy or one of the policies of the party is to build more houses. You understand what I'm saying? So that was why I mentioned that, yes, the issue of the brick by brick, it's a brilliant idea. It's just the way and manner they went through it. Honestly, it's the way and manner that it was being pursued. Like I told you, during the crisis of the brick by brick, just before the pandemic, I got snippet information mentioned to us of all the sites that were earmarked for New Addington. 70% of of those units, 70% are for people already in New Addington. So it's not people coming, yes, and there are all social housing. It's not bringing in people from outside. People in New Addington who probably they have overgrown their present accommodation. You understand what I'm saying? People who maybe their children are now adults, they need a place of their own. You understand what I'm saying? 70% are for. So it's not about bringing in new people. You understand what I'm saying? So the point is that, yes, we have more people, more than what we have as housing. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just to dissipate people into all these areas. But the way and manner it was done, the way and manner it was arranged, that is what was actually very, very, very. And I also, honestly, I found it very, very wrong. But in summary, the main thing about it is people not being listened to. Honestly. Honestly.
All right. Kola, your final words. Anybody watching you torn between voting for Labour or voting for the Tory? What do you have to say to the person as your last words?
Well, my last word is for people to come out on the 6th of June. If you have the ideas, if you have the beliefs of the Labour Party, to vote for Labour. You have listened to me, I'm a hard-working person. I want to work. I want to stand for New Addington. I am local. Um, I'm part of the community. I know the issues in this community. I know the concerns in this community. I'm not going into the council. Yes, I'm going as on a platform of a political party, but my main focus, my main whatever, it's New Addington. So my charge, my main whatever to people is, please, let's go out on the 6th of June and let's keep it Labour. Vote Kola Agboola as your councillor for New Addington North. Patricia Cummins as the GLA for Croydon and Sutton. And of course, Sadiq Khan as a mayor in London. Let's keep it Labour. Let's get out the votes for Labour. Thank you very much. But even if I don't get it, whoever gets it, I'm willing to work with the person. My main concern is about New Addington, and I'm willing to put up my ideas to work with the person.
How, if you should win the councillor election on the 6th of May, would you be able to combine that with your profession, what you do? Because I think you've got a lot on your plate. You've got so many ideas and projects that you want to get yourself involved in.
Yeah. Thank you, Vicky, for that. Like I mentioned, I've been doing this. I've been fighting for people. I've been standing up for people, even within the workplace. And then the job I do, my work also supports people working in the public offices. The council job mainly it's in the evenings and weekends. Yes, there are occasional times when and the council job it's a part-time thing. It's not something full-time. You go into the council meetings in the evenings, and then so you can actually effectively manage it with your full-time work. And luckily, my employers are supporting me. We also have provisions for that in our policies to support, and then there's time off for public officer position. So it won't be a challenge for me. I'm a very, very vibrant person. I'm very creative, so I can also plan my time very well. So and then again, I have good support from the family. Like I mentioned to you, my children are now young adults, so it's it should be very easy.
Wow. Thank you so much, Kola Agboola. Ladies and gentlemen, all too soon our time is up. We have to end the show. I've really, enjoyed this interview, and also taken a lot of things from what Kola Agboola said. On the 6th of May, we're going to the polls to vote. Kola has said what he has to say. If you are convinced and you feel you want to give Kola Agboola a chance, then vote for him come 6th May 2021 as councillor for New Addington North. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank everyone who, tuned in throughout the interview, and also those who shared to their friends and loved ones. We appreciate you so much. On that note, thank you. I can't thank you enough, but hopefully we'll come your way again on Saturday with another interesting interview from, this time, not a politician, but a musician. So, Kola, join me for us to say goodbye to
Thank
all
you
our
very much, everybody.
viewers.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.